Yeah, so we moved on. Welcome, everybody. We moved on the sugya. I just wanted to say one thing from last week. We're not going to go through anything. We're just Pringles. Because, no, Bas B'chalav, I see Rabbi Black sent me a whole thing about Bas B'chalav with the Bishal Hakam. Yeah, no. I just, very interesting. I spoke to the Pischei Halacha about this. Rabbi Forst. Rabbi Belsky, normal the Welt makes a shakel on Pringles. Right? Oh, the Elm doesn't need it, Pringles. Because it's made out of flour and it's not. The Meister Belsky held you make Adama, and the Pischei Halacha told me that he also, which by me I said a few times, where he's very chashuv in HBrachos, and he said you also make Adama. This time I'm not getting into the sugi now. I'm just letting you know that there is dark opinions out there to go ahead and to make Adama on Pringles. Now the svaros in it is a little bit difficult to understand, but I'm just letting you know that there are, if you made Adama, you have a good company. Okay. Lav Dafka, they go with Jabelski. They have a vote. So I don't know who won the vote. What?
You took dates.
Dates? Okay.
Make your raise, and then reconstituting against the dates. That be it's or would be still a shot?
Belsky would hold that would be eight. Belsky hold that a Pringle looks. Yeah, Belsky holds that now that it looks like a potato chip, the bracha stays. Even though it came from nothing, it came parade. That was a Belsky's chiddush, which. No, see, no. Yeah, I understand. It's a potato chip. Looks like a potato. Yes, the potato chip looks like a potato. So Pringles look like a potato. So. Pringle looks. You won't think it comes from. Yeah, okay. I didn't want to get into it. I just wanted to say that if I don't know what I'm sure you had shiurim on Pringles already, right?
We did.
Okay.
Some say mashed potatoes. It's not liquor.
Yeah. We're not going into the whole sugi now. Yeah.
And Welch's grape juice looks like grape juice.
Welch's grapes, what is it?
Welch's grape juice. Reconstitute looks like grape juice.
Oh, over there it'll be different because that needs a special bracha. That's a boy periagaf, and that you could hear maybe there's a chilik, but in its bracha itself, we could say that it doesn't. Okay, let's move on. The Gemara in brachas. Now we're dealing with what's called the eitz and what's called adama. And you think this is not relevant? This is very extremely relevant. It's relevant legabe pineapples. And very relevant, legabe cranberries. Yeah, but those two are very, very big machlekes going on. A banana? Yeah, banana, most people know the bracha, but we're going to discuss it, Mishim. Yeah, hopefully we'll get to everything. The Gemara in Brachos, Daf Mem Amud Aleph, says as follows. Heichem evachinam bayer prietz.
440. By the way, if I say there are new books, we moved now to Henry Base, courtesy of Rabbi Lowe. We have a bunch of new books outside. I'll give you an eight to take home because it'll be gone in a day too.
So we have a Gemara.
Because you don't live here. Everybody else.
Yeah.
I have soft copies. If someone wants, they can email me. I can send it.
Okay, fine. Let's go.
Well, so now we have like this. The Gemara says, Heichem evachinam bayer prietz. The bottom, it's yellow. When do you make a bayer prietz? Zok the Gemara, Heicha d'chishaklis lo leperi, isa ligvaza. You take away the peri, and there's still the gvaza in existence. Which means, what is gvaza? Zok Rashi, ha'anaf shel eitz. The branch. That's what Rashi touches. Gvaza is still in existence. That means that the branch stays as is, even though you took off the apple of the tree, the branch is still there. That's the statement of the Gemara. Zok Gemara weiter. Aval heicha. You have it. Mem on the base. Aval heicha d'chishaklis lo leperi, lesser legvaza. If when you take off the peri, the branch goes along with it, the hada mafik, loy mevachina naleh bayer prietz, ela bayer priadama. That's considered that it loses its shame by a prietz, and you get, it comes the bracha of bayer priadama. That is the Gemara, and this is what we have to understand. This is where we're going to have to see the Rishonim to explain to us what is considered Isa Ligvaza and Less Ligvaza. The Gemara is very clear. The Gemara tells us if the Gvaza is still around, that's a Bayer Pri-Eitz. If the Gvaza falls off, you get rid of the Gvaza and has to replenish yourself, replant, then it's a Bayer Pri-Adama. What is this Gvaza? So we read you Rashi. Rashi says Gvaza is Ha'anaf Shel Eitz. Now, the Rosh in Simcha Chav Gimel, you have it, go down a little bit, says as follows. Ubigemara ka'amar kol dava she'oiseh peiris mishana l'shana nikra eitz. Aval kol dava she'tzarech l'zoyoi b'chal shana nikra priya aretz. So he tells you, the first simon that he tells you is something which makes peiris from year to year. You don't have to replant it. Something they have to replant, that's called a Bayer Priya Aretz. So nothing to do with the tree could be 25 feet tall. But if you have to replant it every year, then it's called a Bayer Priya Aretz, which is Bayer Priya Adam, right? But if the tree stays, you don't have to replant it, Zok the Rosh, then it's called Ha'etz. So that's the siman of what's a eitz and what's Adam, if they have to replant it or not. Va'id Ayme siman acha. Zok the Rosh, I have another siman for you, B'Tosefta. The Kalayim Peh. Gimel Kol Shemaitzi Alav. Me'ikrei Esev hu mevarech al Bayer Pri Adama. V'chol Shemaitzi Alav me'anofav ilanu.
This is there bigger like.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, okay. Umevarech al Bayer Pri Eitz. So over here he's telling us another simon. The Gemara tells us a simon if you have to replant it or not. The Sefta says a different simon. The Sefta says the simon is, where are you taking the fruit out of? Are you taking the fruit out of me'ikrei? That's called Bayer Pri Adama. If you're taking out of a branch, that's called Bayer Pri Eitz. What's called Ikka and what's called branch? What would you say, Rabbi Tzaddik? Oh, you don't know, you know Yiddish. What do you say, Rabbi? Tensh's Yiddish. What do you say, Rabbi? What would you think is called taking out of a branch? Let me give you an example. A blueberry tree. Is there something that's, a very easy, an apple tree? So, or like you see a tree outside, right? So you see there's the trunk, and then you see branches coming out of a trunk. But there's some trees that you're not sure exactly what's the branch and what's the trunk. Blueberries. You ever picked blueberry tree?
Anybody? Basically, you're around. Let's see a picture. Yeah.
It's a bush, right? What bracha do you make on blueberries? As far as I know, you make eitz, right?
Who knows?
Right, who knows? But no, you make adama on blueberries? Most people make eitz. Okay, you make adama? Okay, now you have a good raya to yourself. Why? Because blueberries, you heard me?
Blueberries, because that's what you used to grow on the farm, and that's my father said, you make a problem, tell me.
Really? Mistama.
No, we didn't have strawberries, they're blueberries.
You had blueberries and you made adama. Okay, so I'll tell you where you're coming from. You're coming from this Tosefta, and if they would show us a blueberry tree, I don't think there's a trunk there. Is there a trunk on the bottom?
And they're eventually put worms in them so you can't eat anything, so you don't have to worry about it.
Chocolate.
Oh, chocolate on the worms. Okay. 1 second. There's no picture for that? Who normally takes pictures? Okay, we don't have a picture. Bekitza. So we're saying over here that the Tosefta tells you, Clara, the siman is if there is a ikka to this tree, if there's a trunk to the tree. If there's no trunk to the tree, you don't make a eitz, you make a adama. Masha'inkein, the Gemara by us doesn't make such a mention. The Gemara by us, the chilik is if it's something that you need to replant every year. Okay? That's the Vaila, the two simanim that we have. In what? What's called the ground? What's called Bayer Pri Adama? Why Bayer Pri Adama? What does Bayer Pri Adama mean? Ground, right? So you think ground just means ground. Ground means anything coming out of it. But a tree which has a trunk and then it has a branch to it, so that means that that's not the ground. There's a differentiation between that and the ground. But something that just comes out of the ground, that's extension to the ground. So therefore, I would not go ahead and make eitz. That's just an extension to the ground. That's a Bayer Pri Adama.
According to Mishbur's translation, according to the Egyptian translation, Mishbur, ovaries are H. It's called because of yolk dish and bottom because of 20 eggs.
Okay, yeah, we didn't pass anything. Yeah, yeah,
You're jumping ahead.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm just telling you. For him, we need to stick up for Rabbi Lewin a little bit. He has the Choshev Tata. So we're telling him that he made Adama. We'll tell you there's such a Tosefta. We're not going to end up the shit like that. But
At least he was safe together.
yeah. No, but he made yeah. Now, there's another shita, a third shita, brought down in the Advaz. The Advaz is Chele Gimel, Simen Tov, Kuf Samach Vav. He brings Reb Haigai in the Eina Dava Tali, Elaba Nafim. I don't think you have the Advaz. Yes, the Advaz?
Page 444.
Oh boy.
It's a bigger advice.
We do have the Advaz. Okay. So he says, he brings from Reb Haigai, Kol Ilon HaMeshe B'Stav, Ha'alan V'Chayzrin, B'Din U'Peyon, U'Maitzi Alan Zeu Ilon. V'Chol Ilon She'Yovesh B'Stav, V'Yemusu Badin, L'Gami Mevocher Alein Bar Pi'adama.
Where's the Rav reading from? Which page, which paragraph?
Kol Ilon HaMeshe.
What's the paragraph starting?
No. You go down a little bit.
In the wrong book.
Yeah, okay, fine. Bekitza. No, let's go. Oh, right here. Kol Ilon, right here in that paragraph. Higher, you have yellow, the V'naf Kamina, right there in that paragraph. Kosvu. Mashma Kol Ilon. No, the evasion. No. Sorry. No. I don't see it here.
Here it is, on where the
have
hand is
it?
on the left. The Harlech Badim, the far sugar shall burst that's a goinim, and then we can show enough in Paris, a version in Basukur.
No, I got it. Right here. Above on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth paragraph, what we could see. B'Shem Reb Haigai, Kol Ilon HaMeshe B'Stav, Ha'alan V'Chayzim Badin U'Piryon U'Maitzi Alan Zeu Ilon. You got it? V'Chol Ilon She'Yavesh B'Stav, right there, where you have that, a little higher, 4 lines above that. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm smart.
Yeah, Shem Smach, exactly. So over there he says, V'chol Ilon She'Yavesh B'Stav V'Yemusu Badin Legami Kigoyin Apriya Nikra, whatever those payers are, Mevachalem Bay Piadama. Hadei Lecha Dava Shenitlam Be'ilon Gadol. He tells you I can have a large tree, but if the branches fall off every year, then I make a Adama. Now, without you replanting it, not like Rashi, not like where we saw.
That's a Melitza. The Talmud Be'ilon Gadol means the Rav Haigai. No, is that a Melitza and Rav Haigai?
Melitza? Yeah.
And that's that last line. I think he means that's a Melitza. That's
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So Bekitza, she's telling you, and many Rishonim bring this down. There's a Ruah, the Aguda, the Smak. It's brought down in Shulchan HaRav. Afila Ika Nisha Kayim Kol HaCharev. But the branches fall off. That's till you make a Bayer Pri Adama.
Isn't
So you
that
can have a
why
large
bananas?
tree.
Isn't that bananas? Isn't that those?
Oh, we're gonna get there. Yeah, we're gonna get there. So now it comes out. We have 3 pshatim in the Gemara: Pashat Pshat and what's Taich. The difference between Ha'etz and Adama. We said over from the Rosh that the roots get destroyed if they're replanted every single year. We said the Gainim, like the Shit Samatcha, okay, and then we said this advice that the branches get cut off, but the whole trunk is there. Still, you would go ahead and make a Hadama. That the Shulchan HaRav brings all 3 pshatim. Now, there's another cloud brought down in the Baal Halachas Katanis that says The etzlin is chadash tam achalahate. He comes and it's brought down a chelik aleph siman pei gimel. I have another reason to say when you make a adama, which is a short tree. A tree that's not too tall, you make a adama. Now, how tall is that? The tzidua that the Chayadim brings it down, the Mishabur brings it down, that less than 3 tvachim, you make a bayah pri adama. Now, what's the svara to that? Very simple. Yeah, that's just talking about other. Yeah. So what's the pshat to that? Pshat is because since it's so close to the ground, it doesn't have a shame tree to it. So something which is less than 3 tvachim is considered a bayah pri adama. Not everyone holds like this, but this is brought down in the Mishabur, Simin Reish Gimel, Sif Cotton Gimel. We can see that. Even if the tree happens by itself, it stays in Mishana Lashana, but a tree that's only 3 tvachim doesn't have a shame tree to it. And yeah, now, I'm not sure what happened. Okay, fine. Another Yesaid brought down by the Shechanah HaRav, the Shechanah HaRav is very marich in this, and he says that peiros that come out of the trunk and not from the branches, that would also be considered a hadama. Where do you have that? Cocoa? Cocoa? Cocoa, okay, fine. Yeah, it's true. Cocoa comes out of the tree. Okay. Bananas. What do bananas come out of?
Has a branch.
Bananas come out of the trunk, or bananas come out of the branches? Are there branches by a banana tree?
Don't they hang down from something?
There's branches?
Yeah.
No. The leaves are branches.
It's Pesach.
But-
We need your, where are you, Pesach? We need pictures. There's no branches on a banana. Don't hang down from these big branches.
When was the last time you saw a banana tree? Or you never did? In pictures.
And in the backyard, nobody's in the backyard of a banana tree.
Okay, so we'll get back to it. Okay, so now there's a very interesting let's get to the Ramah.
I'm appointing you when the Rav needs a picture of something at Tarek, please put a picture on because Pesach is not here, so we're appointing you.
Okay. The Ramah,
What do you need? A picture of banana?
we'll get to okay, let me just finish this and we're gonna get to hopefully we'll get some pictures. The Ramah, let's get to the Shechanah and here goes. Oh, look it over there. Right there, yeah, that guy, yeah. Can you make it bigger?
Make it bigger.
I don't see any branch. Where's their branch? That's not cut. That's not cut. That's on the tree.
I don't see the picture.
We don't
Right
get,
off the bark?
you're buying bananas on Amazon. How do we get stam a banana tree?
But isn't that thing at the end of the banana, isn't that enough to be considered to be enough? Who says enough has to be a long branch? The thing that we have a bunch of bananas, right? At the end of it, it's attached to something, right?
Yes, isn't that attached
So
to the bark?
Why isn't that little attachment piece?
Oh, here goes. He got it. Right, they're calling a banana plant. So 1 second.
Called banana plantations.
Can you make the picture a little bigger? Okay. Well, let's just see the picture before they explain what they want.
Make the picture bigger right there. Well, yes, sir.
I see they call it on the side banana tree.
So now we're getting advertisements. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so let's just see. Let's see the Shechanah.
Well, what should it be? A banana tree? Everybody says it's a banana tree. Everybody says.
No, on the bottom that what we're reading it was banana plant.
Here's the picture bigger.
Okay, it looks like it's not so easy to make it bigger. Okay, fine. Let's not waste time with this. What? You got it? Right? Oh, we're back here. Okay, fine. So like this. So let me read you the Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch says as follows. on Tusim Agdalim Bisna is Bayer Piadama. Zokter Ma. The Loi Mikri Eitz Elo Shemaitzi Alav Me Eitzai. Aval Shemaitzi Alav Mishroshav Loi Mikri Eitz. If the alim, the leaves, are coming out of the roots, that's not called Eitz, that's called Adama. V'hani Kivan de Kala Eitza Legami B'chayev. V'hada Parach Mishroshav Mevachan Al Bayer Piadama. Not that you have to replant, but the whole trunk, you get rid of by the winter, the trunk falls apart. Even if you don't have to replant, the roots are still in the ground, but the trunk falls apart by the winter, then you make a Bayer Priyadama. That is very clearly in the Rama, that it's nothing to do with if you have to replant. The Iker is if during the winter the trunk comes down to the ground, then it's called Bayer Priyadama. That's what the Rama says. In Siman Reish Gimel, Siv Beis. The Lavush, the Bach, the Shirk, the Gayin, the Chaim, they all go with this Malach. The HaRav says not like that. HaRav says, Yesh Ayman, Sha'afilo Ikin Nisha Kayim Kalachayr, Rak Sha'anofav Noishim B'chayr, V'chayzim V'tzayimchim B'kayitz, Me'ike, U'maytziyin Allen, U'peris, Ein, you have it. Ein Pereisav Chashuvim Levarach Aleim Bayer Priyates. So he holds the Katchili, you have to be Machmeh, even if the trunk does stay in the winter, as long as the Anafim fall apart, you still make a Bayer Priyadama. V'yesh Aimim, go a little further down, V'yesh Aimim, in the middle, Sha'afila Ika Nishakayim Kol HaChayev, Rak Sha'anafav Noishim B'chayev, V'chayzev V'tzamchim B'kayitz, Me'ika Matzina Al-Peretz, Ein Peretz of Chashuvim Levarach Aleim Peretz. V'yesh Lachas Adveim L'Katchil Levarach Bayer Priyadama. Hear what happened? HaRav says that much more than the Rama. You can have the trunk there a whole year, but the Anafim or the leaves fall off, then you make a Bayer Priyadama. So this gives us a real strong leeway to make by many, many fruits a Bayer Priyadama. Okay? So now let's start. What is a banana? Mazish, the Mechaber writes in Sif Gimel, Reish Gimel, Sif Gimel, the Mechaber writes the thing is Mazish. That you make a Bayer Priyadama Mazish. What is Mazish? Zakt, the K'tzais HaShulchan, Mazish is banana. Okay? The Mechaber writes this word, Mazish. You have it. Oh, he printed it. A Mazish Bayer Priyadama. What? Oh, the Targum on the bottom says bananas. Okay, interesting. So now, where did the Targum get that from? He got that from the K'tzais HaShulchan. The Targum is a Heintiger. Saying, so he got that from the K'tzais HaShulchan. Who else? Chacham Avad in Yechavadas says the same, that Mazish is banana. They had bananas in the Mechaber's times, obviously. Okay? So now, if so, we have a Klor Mechaber telling us that you make a Bayer Priyadama on bananas. Now, the Shaila is this a Vada B'chas Bayer Priyadama or not? What happens to banana trees? Do we know anything what happens to banana trees? Does the banana tree fall apart?
No. It seems like it's like the Rav Shulchan Aruch, no?
Not called a tree, it's a plant.
Who cares what it's called? Does it fall apart every year? It doesn't.
No. Isn't it like the Rav Shulchan Aruch, only the branches fall apart?
Okay. So now let's go to the Rama again. What did the Rama say? The Rama and Sif Beis go up a little bit. What happened? The Rama and Sif Beis. We read you the Rama. He's not going up. Okay, so I read it. The Rama said, "Like mikriate, mashamitzi ala mishashav like mikriate. Kivan the kala eitz of the gami b'chayiv, v'hada parach mishashav mevachan ala bayer priya adama." Which means, if the trunk stays, the Rama said you make a bayer priya eitz. So how come the Rama and Sif Gimel doesn't go ahead and argue that bananas, since the trunk stays, you should make a bayer priya eitz? Good question.
The front doesn't say according to Google.
Does it or doesn't it? That's what I asked.
It's like a bush, it grows in the plant.
So what? But you don't have to.
It's a big bush, it's not a plant.
Vahada.
Tree. Fine.
You talking about bananas?
Yes, I just looked.
We just showed you a tree.
Right, that tree falls apart.
And
Sometimes,
Okay.
The answer is.
sometimes it's 2 years.
The answer is, I'll tell you the answer to Google and this. The answer is that it stays for a few years. So Google, Mr. Google is telling you that it falls apart, but it stays for a few years. So what's the heter? For us, 2 or 3 years. That's the truth. So the shaila is, what is 2 to 3 years? 2 to 3 years, the Ma'aseh, the Ramah tells us, only if it falls apart every year. 2 to 3 years, you should make a eitz. So why aren't we making an eitz? Not only that, if you're telling me Mazish is banana, the Ramah should have argued on Sif Gimel. You hear the question? The Mechaber writes Mazish should make a Bayat Adama. We don't know what Mazish is. Now, let's trust the Ktaysa Shulchan. If the Ktaysa Shulchan is right, that's a banana. Does a banana stay from 1 year to the next? Yes. So let's say that the banana does stay from 1 year to the next, so we're stuck. So for us, we have a Ramah that says if it stays, you make a Adama. You make a Eitz. And here we have a Mechaber in Sif Gimel, so the Ramah should argue on the Mechaber. Okay.
And
Now-
if banana makes a new plant every year, don't you have an Orla problem?
Now,
You never-
let me say,
never read it.
oh, yeah, you might have all the problem. Yeah, okay, we'll get there. 1 second, 1 second. Now, let me show you the Be'er Goyla on the side. Go up a little bit. I don't know who's holding this page over here frozen. Oh, go up to Sif Bays. Look at the Be'er Goyla. On the Ramah, the Miki Eitzel, Shemaitzei Alav, he says, nearly is Daita Shagos Ramah, Shaykh Acha Sif Gimel. V'cheinu b'shuvas againim. He tells you there's a mistake going on over here in the Shulchan Aruch. That Ramah belongs after Sif Gimel, which means that he feels that the Ramah argues on Sif Gimel, and later Ramah, you should make eitz.
A banana.
Whatever this kushis is, whatever this mudges is. Okay? Now, we might be wrong against him, because I see people are sending in online that the banana trunk falls apart every year.
It says over here, trees live for about 6 years, but each stem only lives long enough to produce fruit. After picking the fruit, the stem will die and a new one will grow from the rhizome. There's a-
You have a different Google in it. Here's something else. Like this.
You have a steering Googles. Okay.
No, so it's very important. So if that's true, then we have the Ramah arguing on the Mechaber, and the Ramah holds banana, you make eitz. So you're Svani, you said. So you're okay. You're okay with your Adama. But we're stuck over here. We need a eitz on bananas. Ashkenaz always makes problems. Okay, so what do? We have a Be'er Goyla telling us that the Ramah made a mistake. If you don't have the Be'er Goyla, so we'll tell you, the Ramah spoke to Sif Beis, Sif Gimel Amaisi is masking to Moshesh, and Moshesh the Mechaber writes, and the Ramah doesn't argue, so fine, so you make a Adama. But now that we have the Be'er Goyla is explaining to us that this is a mistake, and not only that, the Ramah is very stark. Even the color eitz of legamri b'chayev, v'hoda parach mishayoshav. That's why you make a Be'er Adama. It's not regrowing from the roots. The trunk stays. So unless you're going to want to say that since the Maisa,
Your mind added anything to Shuvas Againim, this is the Lashon of
yeah, I'm saying. So it's very clear that you make a Be'er Adama only if you has to it. I'm not saying that you have to replant it, but the whole trunk goes down. So what are we going to do with this? Why are we making Adama? Even Rabbi Lewin makes Adama on bananas, right? Kolshken, if you make on blueberries, you still make on a banana. So why are we making a eitz? Why are we making a Adama? I got it already mixed up what we make of it, right? Why are we making Adama on bananas if we have a Ramah and Bnei Ashkenaz do like the Ramah? What do we do about this? So good. So what are you going to say? That since Machlaik is Mechaber and Ramah, so Safik, Adama is always better than eitz, we know, right? Okay, that's a very valid thing to say, but the Maisa, we pass like whenever we have Mechaber and Ramah, we go with the Ramah and you go with the Mechaber. You go Maran, we go with the Rav. Right? So why should we over here we switch our opinion.
According to BRACHOS.
Go to BRACHOS. But really, I'm just making the kasha shver with the BRACHOS. You don't really need the BRACHOS. The Ramah right before. Why the Ramah didn't talk about Siv Gimel? Maybe he held Moshe wasn't bananas. We're asking Lamaisa for us. We know bananas are the tree trunk stays Mishan on the Shan. So my question is like this. Not only that, forget, let's say we didn't know the halacha and we thought that bananas don't stay Mishan Lashana, and maybe it doesn't, maybe this is one day, he has a different Google that it goes down. You could just ask a plant, whatever, upon him. So, but let's say you made an eitz on an apple, so now it's a suffix that this banana is an eitz or adama, you definitely should not be making it adama. Right? Right? You shouldn't be making adama. Because even if we're saying that maybe it's a suffix, but when you made an eitz on an apple, that's zechab, you have no right to make adama on a banana. So, what's the other eitz? The other eitz is that we're going to be saimech on the other opinions that we said that if the trunk goes down, or let's say the branches go down, then you go ahead and you make a adama. Right? We had such Rishonim that is telling the branches. We read your advance, we read you many others. We have the Shulchan HaRav that says lachas adrei. So it comes out that the ganze Welt of Bnei Ashkenaz is saimech on the Shulchan HaRav. That's what we're doing. The Ramah Shulchan Aruch doesn't make a mention, but the Welt is being saimech on the Shulchan HaRav to be saimech. Now Shulchan HaRav is coming from Advaz and many other Rishonim that we said, but the Shulchan HaRav says Toiv lachas lekatchila adrei, and therefore the Welt by bananas is being saimech on the Shulchan HaRav. You thought you have no shaykhs to Chabad? Yes, you do. You're being saimech on the Shulchan HaRav that we're not making our eitz on bananas because of the Shulchan HaRav. And that's the Ma'aseh Halach L'Ma'aseh.
Brewer bring Shulchan HaRav to source.
Oh, so let's see if there's a Mishabur over here on Margadish.
It usually doesn't do that.
As only. He brings plenty of Shulchan HaRav, but the only, yeah, that's very important.
But here the Shulchan HaRav was the Iker. This is the main psak.
This is now, yeah, but we're saying there's so many Rishonim that say it, but not brought down. So he says, Zok the Mishabur, Gam kenatam kemoy betusim. The reason why mazish, which we're calling bananas, you make adama like tusim. Now let's go up to tusim. Let's go to the Ramah. Let's go up to the mechaber by tusim and siv beis. Go back up now. Mechaber by tusim. Ala tusim agdelim besneh bayit pi adama. What's that all about? What's this tusim? Right? What's tusim that you make a bayit pi adama? Does anyone know what tusim is? Strawberries, right? Very clear. That we know. Dr. Mishabur. Shekayin, mulberry, and malnus.
How do we know that?
How do we know
it's strawberry?
So he says melons about. He says you make a bay page, but over here he doesn't explain. So we have to wait to the Ramah, which Ramah says the loy mikri eitz el shamaitzi alav me'etzai, aval mashamaitzi alav mishrashav loy mikri eitz. If the alam are coming out of the shoshan, that's not called eitz v'hani. So that's number one. So now, but we're telling you that the Mechaber didn't tell us a reason, and the Ramah tells us a reason. The Mishabur doesn't tell us. The Mishabur says that the same reason why you're making adama on strawberries, you're making on bananas. Now we don't have that. Our bananas are different. So maybe the Mishabur never held that mazish is banana. Who says Mishabur says mazish is banana? We have a Tzeiser Shulchan. We have a Chavadas. No one else. And the Targum on the bottom. Maybe mazish is not banana. So if mazish is not banana, so maybe an echnemi banana. The Mishabur held you make eitz. We're being saimech us today. The reason why we're making it is only because of Shulchan HaRav. Now again, I told you it's the advaz. It's not just the aguda, the smack, and then maybe there's a raya from Rashi HaRav, whatever. But upon him, so when you open this mechaber, Taz, Magen Avraham, Mishabur, V'chulu, you're not going to find bananas. You make a adama. The only source is going to be that if you learn like the Tzeiser Shulchan, that mazish is bananas, but that's only for Sfadim. Bnei Ashkenaz. So if someone comes to the house and makes a eitz, they have no reason to be meicher. If someone makes a eitz on bananas, you don't have the reason to be meicher. If he makes adama, he's okay because they have Shulchan HaRav. But on them, the vayla that we're coming out of the sugya eitz is ganz good. Okay.
the Yashin held that you made 8, and then next door you have to make it a double again.
Yeah, no, yeah,
We're not holding the, that will let us go in order.
yeah. So now,
We're holding by the Gemara and you're holding by Rabbi Yashin.
no, yeah, okay, yeah, asking, yeah. You're Sfad, you make Adam, you have no problem. Hydroponics, yeah. Okay, that's true. So that we spoke about before Pesach already with more, that many Ha'adama items today are grown in the water. You save a lot from the bugs and all that. The Maisa, we came out, that's a whole sugi for itself.
Dumb.
We came out that you make Adam. So Mamila held like that, and that's what we passed.
Kashal Amar.
Right. Send you back tomorrow. And if okay, fine. Yeah, Bekitza. So now let's go a little weiter. Now. So we said, so now we're very skeptical on the whole Adama with bananas. Right? But the most the minig item is, and that's what we do. But the shaila was, if you're eating an apple and you made a eitz, then what are you going to do? How am I going to make a bracha on this banana hadama? It's a suffix that maybe it was eitz, and maybe the apple patted it. Zokt Rabbi Yashiv that you should be mechaven befeirish, which it comes from the that you're not pattering the banana. Pattering the banana. You're not trying to, how do you say patter in English? Exclude. You try to exclude the banana.
Exempt.
Exempt. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is lahedya that when you're going to eat an apple and a banana, it's a ma'asim mechal yoyim. You have to think. Zok the Prima Garden, and Rabbi Yashiv goes with that. You have to think that I'm not intending to eat the banana with this bracha. Okay. Okay, typical. Now, 1 second. Now, that's not a pashta eitz. Because why are you making a bracha and tzricha? If you're not mechuyev to make a bracha, why do that? The better eitz is to go ahead and make first adama on the banana. Okay, fine. But make adama on banana. No, you do. If you eat a cucumber and you make adama on the cucumber, you make eitz on the apple. If you make adama on the banana, so if you're eating bananas and apples, normally what do? You make eitz before adama. Here, make the adama first, and then you hear this? Very important. We're going to get next week or whatever it is, the kedima of BRACHOS. Normally you make eitz before adama. Over here, do the opposite. Eat the banana first.
Why?
Because the banana is a suffix eitz. If you made an eitz on the apple, you're creating a suffix. You might not be mechuyev in the bracha.
You understand the issue here?
It's nishpashit. The Maimon Matcha and others say do not eat it together. Or HaRav says pashit, take it off the table, put it someplace else. Nuch bracha. If you're eating an apple, it's not a problem. Both burn the fashes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not so pashit. That's a real bracha and tzricha.
What's the question? Seder question?
He asked just to eat the apple, make a burn the fashes, and then eat the banana. But that's very not pashut. Because that's making a bracha and tzricha. No, they make a adama on the banana. Make a burn the fashes. Yeah. Now, there's a big problem about Arla, then, because what we were discussing, I'm not getting into that now, because we have to finish weiter. Let's go to pineapple. What bracha do you make on pineapple? Don't be embarrassed. He wasn't embarrassed. He says he makes a dam on blueberries. What? Adam, yeah. Now, why are you making Adam?
All these brachos at the end, yes, can summarize for us, because I'm still not sure on berries. There's 2 types of berries or 3 types of berries?
No, we didn't discuss berries. We discussed bananas.
Just bananas.
We just discussed bananas. Bananas, we said, me'ikar adin, for us, very mistaber, the mechaber, the Ramah, sorry, not the mechaber. The Ramah, Meshabru is very mistaber, we should make our eitz on a banana. The Meiser, we don't, because it's a suffix, we have the Shulchan Aruch HaRav, so therefore the belt makes Adama.
There's Ashkenazi belt.
Ashkenaz, Sfadi for sure make Adama, because you have what to be samichan that Chacham Avadia said that Moshe is bananas, so then they make Adama, no problem. But we have a bigger problem with that. So really, like us, the Mishaburas belt, the Chayu should make eitz on a banana.
Eliezer put up a picture of a pineapple.
Now the problem is that the reason why we're going to go ahead and make Adama is because it's a suffix. We have the Shulchan Aruch HaRav, and we listed off many Rishonim, therefore make Adama. But we said very important is if you're eating apple and banana, eat the banana first. Make a Adama on banana, and then make a eitz on the apple. Okay? Clear? Let's move on. Let's talk about a pineapple. Now, pineapple is very, very difficult
You want a picture?
because, yeah, it's good to get a picture.
Can we get a picture of the pineapple, please, Eliezer? Okay, we'll try. Mordechai,
There was a
somebody?
huge fight about pineapples, and some held very strongly you make a eitz, and some held very strongly you make a Adama.
What's Kufa with the fight?
A few years ago, they ran to David Feinstein.
Was it-
And
why was
not only that-
wasn't this Kapaskin hundreds of years ago?
Yeah, oh boy, look what's going on here.
They didn't have pineapples? Then Israel didn't have pineapples? Why not? The potatoes we know. Who said they didn't have pineapples?
This thing is a bunch of pineapples, or this is sugar apple? Yeah, okay, fine. What they say, what they call tree, we don't call trees. This to me looks like something else. This is not a pineapple. This is something else. No, this is a plant. This is not a pineapple. So let me tell you. Let me tell you a little bit how a pineapple grows. Oh, here you go. Oh, here you go. Yeah.
They're indigenous only to South America? Where are they from? Africa? They didn't go
Look.
so far?
Fine. So let's see what we could see over here. Not so clear. It's a little bit above the ground. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't look like a tree on this picture. It's not like this. The first tree comes out. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not a tree. This looks like a corn maze or something.
That's 312.
Less than 3 tvachim. Yeah. It's not like this. So the first pre, there's a central stem, and then the pre comes out of that central stem. That's how it grows. Then like this. Maitzi pri sheni al chute hayotzi mitzad hageze l'mayla min hakak. I'll explain what that means in English. On shoots that rise from side to side of the central stem, and then on it grows. That means there's a pineapple that grows out of the central, and then it grows out from the sides also. Okay, from those sticks that you saw sticking out, right? That means this comes from the central, and then it has from the sides also. It comes out. That's the mitzvah. It's not so much of a trunk, no. Oh, but it stays from year to year. That's where the problem starts. This stem stays from year to year. So he says that this Yid of Halberg writes in his contrast. He says since it stays from year to year, it's merely make a buyer creates. So he says that this thing to say that it has to be taller than 3 tvachim is not really one of the ikedeis in halacha, and therefore he said that you make a eitz, and he wrote a whole contrast on this, very stark, from Meir Shalom Halberg, that you make a eitz. And everyone goes connected him. The minhag item is to make a adama, and there's many reasons for it.
Why should you make the eights? Explain that.
What?
The eights is because
The eitz is because the roots stay from year to year. Not only that, the stem stays from year to year. What's called a tree?
So this
If
is
it stays from year to year, it's called a tree.
Like it's Matthias?
No. Everyone agrees the stem stays from year to year. The shayla is if we're soymich on those sheetas to make a eitz or not. The stem, does it say that? It says the stem stays from year to year. So he writes very stark. So then they told him, Oy bazoi, you have a real problem of arla and you're never allowed to eat it. Forget bracha. You can't eat it because there's a problem of arla. You hear this problem?
You only have all these young playskim here. You don't have the senior playskim. None of the senior playskim discussed this.
No.
What countries all you have is Halberg and this. Well, what happened to Zalman and the Riashim on pineapples? What's chat?
I don't know if they explained it to them well. These are Heintikers that had a whole fight on it. Lamai cigarette, you can never eat it because if it's a tree, then Arla is the first 3 years you're not allowed to eat it. So then you can never eat a pineapple.
Yeah.
Misafik, you're mechuyev. So we're machman. Because we don't know when it comes from. But if you know for sure the pineapple tree grows every year new, then you have a problem. It always goes new. So that's that. Okay, let's move on to plate because I don't want to continue on this next week.
He says, how does there start with play?
I know the shots we go with the I didn't mention it because pastors we don't go with it. A picture of a pineapple. Oh, this is a very clear picture.
Show it on the screen. Hold it up so they can see it.
This way?
Yeah.
I don't think you could see.
Too much glare?
No, you can't see anything.
All right, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, okay, fine. Okay, let's move on to cranberries. Cranberry craisins, right? The Olam eats that. The Olam doesn't eat raisins today because they are bugs. Cranberries, the Olam eats. It's a very healthy. What bracha do you make on that? Adama, why Adama? Why would you make Adama? What we learned, what do you know? What's a cranberry? A picture of that? So Ms. Alman says as follows. Now, let me explain you the nidin. It's grown on a small tree, but Lav Dafka, the Mishabura writes in Reish Gimel, Sifkat and Gimel, Uperish Shagel Alilones Ktanes, Av Shagavan Pachas Migimel Tvachim, Das Amagan Avram, Va'id Kama Achrenim, Levarach Aleim Boyer Priet, Achoilam Noigan Levarach Boyer Priet Adama, the Efshe the Taimam, the Loy Chashivi Kol Kach Pri. Kol Kach Pri. This is a very important Mishabura. Mishabura doesn't tell us because it's 3 Tvachim. He says, so what, it's 3 Tvachim? It doesn't have Chashivas as a Pri. So if that's the reason, cranberries are Chashiv. So Mamela, the Paiskim want to feel, some Paiskim say, since cranberries are Chashiv, so Mamela, you should make Eites, even though the tree is short. That means it's not just the gather in the tree. The Mishabura explains to us, here's cranberries, good. The Mishabura explains to us, because it's not Chashiv, cranberries are Chashiv.
What's the definition of chashuv and not chashuv?
This person wants to taina that chashuv is something which is not a chashuv a pri. That means you could have it, let's say, higher, and you can have it lower. It's not considered chashuv a pri. So memela you make a adama, but this is considered chashuv. Cranberry, why should you say it's not chashuv? Therefore, he came out very strongly that you make a bar prietz. Now, who's this? Who's talking? Rabbi Frati. In a sefer Yisa Yosef. Yisa Yosef, Rabbi Frati, you know who Rabbi Frati was? Is Riash's big Talmud. His Gabba. He's an expert at plants. And he writes, V'chein hevanti mimoron. This is how I understood from Rabbi Yashiv. So he writes very clearly. The Rashi didn't tell him this. But he understood this from Rabbi Yashiv, that you should make our eights on cranberries. Who else? The Bedats, the Charedis. They paskin on cranberries or eights. You know what's going on here? There's a say. No, you don't have. Now, let me read it like this. There's a yid.
Would that be an Arla problem also? Would that be an Arla problem also?
Could be, yeah, could be. There's a yid that went to Abdullah Feinstein. Abdullah Feinstein told him that you make a eitz. Now, what did you say you make? Adama. Okay. Now, Moshe Shaul Klein, who's the Talmud of Vazna, says you make eitz. And Moshe Matrikab says you make eitz.
Moshe didn't pass it on this side.
No, one second, like this. Lamaisa get like this. The reason why you might be making Adama is because Shlomo Zalman says very clearly, since it's grown less than 3 tvachim, don't give me no titus that chashiv, not chashiv, you make Adama. Who else? Rebelsky says also that you make Adama. Why? What's the pshat? So Rebelsky said, Pashat, look at that tree again. That does not look like a tree. Don't give me Torah. First, you have to know about Batish. What is this thing? Does this thing look like a tree or not? A banana tree looks like a tree. Look at that thing. That thing looks regular.
Pineapple is the same thing. What's in the pineapple?
Yeah, that's why you make Adama pineapple. He says Belsky was very practical. What does this thing look like? Look at that picture again. Show that picture. There doesn't look like no tree. There's no vine. There's nothing to it. Therefore, Belsky said, forget everything. Use your balabatish cup before you start. Does that look like a tree? That looks like grass. Right? You see the picture very clear. You see what I'm saying, Shlomo? That was Belsky svar. So now, whether you like it or not, we have a big machlokes on this. Right? Look at this picture they're showing you. It's a gunish. This looks like regular weeds growing out of the ground.
Grapes different.
Grapes?
They grow on vines.
Grapes grow on vines. It's the whole thing. This is not a vine. This is nothing.
Not a vine. No.
No.
Rebelsky actually says if it's higher, it's on a vine.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Yeah. Okay. But
If
this
you
looks
see
like
it
nothing.
higher 'cause it's on a vine. You're svara. So are you mechuyev to not eat these things, or always go pater with other things, or can it be simcha on one?
So over here, since you have a very valid machlokes of Shlomo Zalman and Rebelsky, and there's a whole kuntus on this in Kibbutz Imti'iru that put out on this mamash back and forth. People were fighting back and forth. So therefore, you should make a bayar pe'adama. You're safer by making a bayar pe'adama because you have a suffix. The suffix, you go ahead and you make a bayar pe'adama. You're okay. Now, let's talk a little bit weiter. Eggplant. Oh, avocado. What bracha do you make?
8.
8, right? Even though it's you go to the store, it's by the vegetable aisle, but you make 8. Eggplants. Chatzilim.
What's the Hebrew word for eggplant?
Chatzilim.
No, in the mechaber. That is borganim, right?
Yeah?
Right.
Enzyme. Okay. Now. Adam. Yeah, that's partial. Now, tusim. You know what tusim is?
Why is that pashut? Where does
Strawberry.
eggplant grow? Mamish on the ground?
Eggplant goes to Mount Shanghai, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
mamish island.
Yeah. The Tanashana, yeah, everyone goes like that. Strawberries. That's partial Adama. Sabras. Papaya I talk about also, but I don't think anyone eats it. That's why I don't want to discuss it. Papayas?
Why you don't eat papayas?
That's a major machlokes.
Really?
Yeah. I talk about it again. It's late. Now let's go back to blueberries. Why are you making Adama on blueberries? Why would someone make Adama on blueberries? The tree stays Mishana Lashana. The tree's the Mailam and Gimel Tvachim. The tree, the Anafim, everything stays. You don't have to replant it.
Everybody said we're going to go over time tonight because today the Rav's going to make
Right?
it to him. Yeah.
Why in the world should someone make Adama on blueberries? I'm leaving the question for you, Rabbi Lum, because you're the only one I know that makes.
Well, maybe it looks like the Rav said. Maybe it looks
Oh.
looks like a.
I discussed it with a Rav once, and he thought that it was a very low-lying tree, and therefore it might be involved with a heter or with Adama because of that. But I don't think that's really the Metzias. The Metzias.
I remember when I was a child, when we used to go to the Bungalow County and we'd pick blueberries. My father was tall, so he was able to get the tall ones.
Right, exactly. It doesn't grow. It's much higher than 3 tvachim for sure.
Much higher, where I couldn't reach nothing. No, that's not a good svara. So what's going to be the svara? There's no svara. You can make eights. As far as I know, on blueberries you make eights unless someone proves me otherwise. Oh, look, yeah, there's high trees. The only thing to start saying is Rabbi Belsky, but I don't think this looks like a regular tree. I don't see a reason.
Cranberries and blueberries, 2 different Metzias.
Yeah, very important. Because it ends with berries doesn't mean cranberries look like grass coming off the weeds. Blueberries look like trees. Therefore, maybe you got mixed up, but your father's a chashav yitz. I don't want to talk against, but upon him, the minig item is on blueberries to make ha'etz, on cranberries to make ha'adama. Again, if you have someone making ha'etz on cranberries, there's many poskim, like we said, maybe Rabbi Yashiv, the Eidah Charedis, David Feinstein. There are many poskim to rely on cranberries to make ha'etz also. But even if you're not making ha'etz, ha'adama is okay. But blueberries, we don't have really too many poskim, anyone that as far as I know, to make a ha'adama on blueberries. Now, let's make a quick sikkum. We said the Yesodis, what makes ha'adama ha'etz. Let's talk to the Lamais. The banana. Banana, we said l'chayra, like Bnei Ashkenaz should be a very stark etzah to make a ha'etz. So when you want to eat a banana, Lamaisa will tell you to make a adama, but when you're eating it along with the apple, to make on the banana first, the adama first, and then the apple. Cranberries, we said it's a big machlokes. If you make a adama, you're fine. If you make a eitz, you're fine. But 1 second, we'll get there. 1 second. So therefore, you make a. If you don't know, adama is always better because it's suffix adama. It's enough of the suffix to make adama, but if you make a eitz, it's also okay. There's more, not Rishonim, you mean, yeah, Heintiges, but the mice to get Shamzam. Also, he says you make Adam. Yeah. And Abba Yashiv was just a maybe, so Chashamoida for them. Yeah. So now, apple and cranberry together, I would tell you not to make Adam on the cranberry. It's like Rabbi Lowy said, you have more than enough to be Samichan to make a eitz. Make a eitz on the apple and a pot of the cranberry. You have now pineapples. Pineapples, we said, make Adam. Strawberries. You make Adam. Why make Adam on strawberries? Slow. So what?
They certainly go very close to the ground. They're almost
very close to the ground. It looks like grass. Whatever it looks, Devin looks. And also,
I think it's growing from the Shirashim.
You have to repeat it. You have to replant it every year.
Strawberries?
Yeah.
I don't think you have to replant them, but they're growing.
Okay, so
they grow
therefore,
from the Shirashim.
strawberries, blueberries is a eitz, and melons normally are hadama, and raspberries. No one eats raspberries anymore. People eat raspberries. It's full of bugs.
I believe it.
Strawberries you can clean somehow. Yeah, hypothetically, what bracha do you make on raspberries? How does raspberries grow? Huh? On a tree, on a bush that stays high. Therefore, it's like blueberries that you make eitz. Okay.
So
Gewaldig.
blueberries and raspberries theoretically are an eighth because the bush is high,
Yes.
and
And the Stam Shana has all those miles,
Yeah.
obviously.
and cranberries
And cranberries,
and
we said
raspberries
cranberries, there's a big machlokes. If you make Adama, you're okay.
and raspberries is clearly
Right.
eight. Oh, was that anything else?
Yeah, what about the Arla question on pineapples? What about the Arla question on pineapples?
Abdullah Feinstein said not to be worried about it. We make Adama, and you don't have to be worried about it. I don't know what's blackberry. It's not a dark blueberry.
Okay, Rabbi Side, for those on the next year.